multiple players here. And there is a guy to the left side of me. But I'm trying to focus on this one and then this guy here. So we managed to get it. Hey guys, welcome back to another video on my channel. Today's video we are going to take a look at the Invader with some fire weapons. So in this case it's going to be the Igniter and the Blaze weapons. We have a new skin on here called the Red Baron. And this is what the skin looks like. I think this one is actually my favorite one for the Invader. Looks really cool. And we have 2 heavy armor kits and a last stand. For those of you who can't afford this kind of setup because it is a lot of gold, the next best option, or the cheapest I should say, is to run just 3 of these armor kits. So that's what I would do for your Invaders. And we have Advanced Repair Unit. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to run 2 games. The first game is going to be pretty much a setup you see here with the Advanced Repair. The only thing is, I've said in the past that when it comes to any kind of fire weapons, we're talking about, Blaze, Igniter, or Ember, it's actually better to use lockdown weapons because that way you can lock your target down and then have that concentrated, damage on that target. So I'm going to try that out in the second game. I'm going to switch this out and we will have the lockdown ammo in the second game. Okay, and here are the skills for my pilot on this Invader. So for those of you wondering, I am kind of focusing more on like healing, on defense points. That is pretty much where you want to focus. Maybe durability as well in the case of Armor Expert, turning it into the ultimate tank. Okay, and the rest of my lineup. So we have a Fury here with Redeemers, Anti-Control, Last Stand, Death Mark, and my pilot skills. So I did do a video on this recently. Basically what I tried to do was I tried to kind of build the strongest Fury build I could with a pilot, maxed out pilot. If you happen to miss that video, I'll put a link in the top right corner of your screen. And moving down the line here, we have the Wayland with Ember, 2 heavy armor kits, Last Stand. And here are the pilot skills for this. I also did a video on this. This thing is pretty crazy. I'll put a link to this as well in the top right corner of your screen. And let's just move on here. Okay, so we have the Pursuer. This one has a new skin as well called Crow. Let's just take a look at this. This is actually my favorite skin, I think, for the Pursuer. And this build is very deadly. I've tried it out now for a couple of games. And we have 2 Thermo Nukes, Last Stand. Quantum Radar, just in case we have to deal with things like Loki. And here are the skills for this. And let's just move on down the line here. We have the Hades. So I also did a video on like my top 3 picks in terms of pilot skills for the Greek bots. I'll put a link in the top right corner of your screen for anyone who may be interested. We have Shredder and Viper here, 2 heavy armor kits, Last Stand, Advanced Repair, and here are the pilot skills. Okay, so now that I've covered my hangar, I think I'm going to jump into game number 1. Okay, so game 1, we have dropped into Power Plant map, and I think this is going to be a very good map here for this build. I think, just looking to see where my teammates are going, I'm going to go for this left side here. No one went for this beacon. I find quite often when I play solo, and, I'm watching where players go, where they're going in terms of beacons. Quite often players are trying to race each other to the same beacon. I really don't advise doing that in like solo play because those kinds of things are what kind of add up to, in most cases, players losing. So let's go in here. I'm going to try to suppress this Pursuer. So we suppress this guy. Going to make sure we take him out if we can. And this is an example of, where I kind of wish I had lockdown ammo because it would have allowed me to at least lock that Pursuer that went to the right side there. And let's just move a little bit forward here. This guy's actually jumped, so I'm going to suppress him so he doesn't do any damage to me, or not as much damage we should say, to me and my teammates. Let's just heal up. Uh-oh, we got a bit of a problem here. And I got locked down. Oh crap, this guy's gonna hell dive me. Let's back up. Nope, he's not close enough. Hell dive fail. At least we managed to suppress him, so that's gonna be good. And there's another guy behind me here. Just do this. They're probably gonna drop in over here. Usually they do when they see that beacon being threatened. Yep. And that wasn't Ares. I'm trying to escape. I was gonna jump, but then I decided not to. This guy in the Strider's gonna get that beacon, I think. Ooh. Suppress him first. I'm gonna use my my advanced repair here, and we can actually suppress again. So I don't know if these guys realize, but I have that one ability there, or its skill, called Death Survivor, and it allows me to do that. I don't know if this guy has it too. No, I don't think so. Oh, shoot. I shouldn't have used my heal there. And I'm going to suppress these guys. Just trying to take out as many guys as possible here. And I should be going down. So I think that was a pretty good run with that Invader. Obviously it could have been a little bit better, which is always the case, you know, after the fact. After the fact, hindsight, as they say, is a beautiful thing. But I think that was a very good example of, you know, the Invader with the advanced repair. And then in the second game, I'm going to try to show you, you know, the benefits of the lockdown ammo. I should have actually gone towards this guy. Let me just use the advanced repair here to heal up. And I'm focusing on this Falcon because I think he might, you know, that I was thinking he might have the Traditionalist. Oh crap, that's not what I wanted to see. He's suppressed me here. Is there someone behind me? Yeah, this game's gonna be over very soon here. I actually don't want to get this beacon because otherwise the game's going to be over. Let's get this guy. Oh! Well, he blew my one right weapon off there. So let's take a look to see how we did in this game. So we ended up doing 2 million in this game, and let's just take a look at my teammates here before we jump into the next game. And my teammate was running a mixture here, but what's really good to see is they have some MK2 weapons. A lot of players tend to focus so much on their bots, they get it to MK2, and the problem is with that kind of approach, as the meta changes, it's going to be your weapons that you move from one bot to the next. So always a good idea to do this, because if the Ares gets out of play in terms of the meta and a new bot comes in, this player can just move their weapons from like the Ares to whatever that other bot is. So really, really nice to see players doing that, and I definitely encourage it too. So this player over here is also running some level 9 and 10, but a lot of MK2 stuff. And again, they're doing exactly what the other guy is doing. So I think that's a very good approach. Also, apologies for that person that sent me an invite. Busy doing a video here. But I guess you made it into the video, so there's always that. And let's take a look at what they have here. So, for example, level 9 areas, but weapons level 7. Try to get your weapons, as high as possible if you can, and it will really help out. So that's going to be the first game, and we are going to hop into the second game. Actually, let me just show you what we are going to do here. So, in terms of this, we are going to we're going to change this here, and we're going to change this to lockdown ammo. So a couple of things that I wanted to mention as well. With this one, it's cheaper than the advanced repair, so there's always that as well. And anyways, enough babbling here. Off to game number 2. Okay, so game 2 we have dropped in on Moon Map, and this is going to be actually a really good map to test this out. So one thing that I forgot to mention, and I think a couple of you guys asked me, if you use the Invader and you suppress and you use lockdown ammo, because I tried this with the Mercury, can you lock down multiple players? And the answer to that is you can. So I've tried that out now. So there's other benefits to having that lockdown. That's one of them. I'm going to actually do this now. Let me just wait for these guys to move into center here. Actually, there's this guy here. So let's actually do this now because we can multiple players here. And there is a guy to the left side of me. And I'm trying to focus on this one and then this guy here. So we managed to get it. Oh geez, there's a lot of guys here. Let's see if we can suppress all of them. Trying to go for their tier because the tier is going to be healing all of them up. So we have that, and you can see I can't, I don't have the ability to heal, so that's a downside. You got to make sure, and I lock this guy here, so you can see another benefit, locking a player down so they can't escape, and then taking them out that way. And I think this is our side. Yeah, that means they got our beacon. I'm going to actually fall back here because we need to is this guy gonna move around the corner? Nope. Oh shoot, he's gonna get me. And I've been locked. Wait a minute, does that guy have lockdown on his Zeus? And I got him too. Yeah, I'm going to let's see if we can try to suppress all of these guys here. So I'm gonna suppress them and try to take this guy out if I can. And I was able to do that. This guy, come on. Yes. But I'm going to get killed here before I get this beacon. Come on, get the beacon. I was not able to do it. Okay, we have our work cut out for us here. We have to get some beacons quick. I'm going to move this side. Man, they got 4 beacons on us. Let's go into that stealth. I'm going to activate this so I can switch between targets here. And then go for this guy before he goes into flight. Can I get him? Yes. But I've met my match here with this guy. I'm going to go into stealth again. For those of you wondering how was I able to do that, the one skill Deaf Survivor allows you to do that. It activates, or you have the ability to use that once you reach a certain level. And wow, we need some beacons quick here. Let's just do this. I'm going to move across to their side and see if we can perhaps get their beacon on that side, because it's now 4 versus... Yeah, it's... actually, wait. 5. I think it's 5 versus 5. Let's do this. Come on. Let's just heal just in case, because I think this game's going to be pretty close here. Let's get this beacon. We're down. Nope. Down to 4. I can take this guy out quick. There we go. Okay, we should be good, I think. Yep, they're dropping in numbers quick here. So, yeah. I think the Invader with the lockdown is a lot better. There's just so many benefits to it. If you're jumping into a mix, you can lock down players. And then on top of that, if the other team's actually trying to get a beacon, there's a player trying to get the beacon, you can lock them in place before they get there. Or you could even use it to save teammates. I'm just moving forward here so we can change this quick. His last stand has triggered. Let's just do this. And we should be able to take him out. There we go. Let me see if I can kill my bot here and maybe spawn him with this. Can I do it? Oh, nope, I wasn't able to do that. I was hoping I'd be able to change or at least spawn there before he got it. But it looks like that's going to be game. So I think... Oh, wait, he's got another one. I'm just going to end things there too. I think that's a falcon. Yep. So I was actually in a game earlier. There were 2 Lokis on the field, and I used the lockdown ammo to help me lock, you know, both of those Lokis down, and I was able to kill one. My teammate was able to kill the other one, but it was all because of that lockdown ammo. So, you know, if you're having trouble with Lokis and stuff stealing your beacons, that's another way to deal with them. And having the flamethrowers, you know, that's a lot of damage output. But let's take a look to see, you know, how we did here in this game. So we ended up doing 2.5 million. We were actually on a team which had, there was squadding. So there were 3 of them. The other actually had 3 too. I think this is the first time I've seen a squad of 3 versus 3. You know, while running on this account, we were actually down a player here too. But let's take a look to see, you know, what my teammates were running here. This guy has some really leveled up pilots. But you know what? That's a very good thing, because when the meta changes, all they have to do is move their pilots to the next meta bot. The only thing is, you know, having to retrain it can be very costly, especially if you choosing the 1,000 gold way. But the best way is really to use the random skill. You can save a lot of gold that way. And let's just take a look at this player over here. Level 9. And some of their weapons are leveled up, but I like what they're doing, like with like the Al Jung and the Ares. They don't have high level bots, but they're really focusing on their weapons, and I think, you know, more players should do that. Let's take a look to see what the other team was running. And this guy here was running quite a few actually meta bots, and they also have the right idea, leveling up their weapons. So it's really nice to actually see players doing that more, especially when I start playing against, you know, these players in Champion League. And this player is kind of working his way towards that as well. And they have pilots on all of their bots, which is a really good thing. If you can get that earlier, even better. And I guess I'll go through these guys here because they were squadding. This guy has a lot of MK2 bots. But here's the thing. They've MK2'd their bots, but their weapons they haven't. This is not something that I recommend. I'd do it the other way around rather. MK1 level 12 on the bots and MK2 weapons. And I guess I'll just go through their squad here. So they do have some Master League. For those of you wondering, you know, how come this guy's in Master League? Actually, his teammate might even be an expert. It's because they're squadding with a player that is in Champion. And like I said, expert. If there's a player that is like this guy here, if he is squadding with the guy that's in Champion, he will be put up against, you know, the matchmaking for Champion League, which would be, you know, Champion and Masters. So always be careful when you you invite your, you know, squad mates. Try to keep the leagues about the same. That way you get better matchmaking. So anyways, let me just go back to the hangar here if I can. And between this here, the lockdown ammo and the advanced repair. So this one here, I actually prefer lockdown ammo if you're running any kind of flame weapon. It's a lot cheaper too. So power cells will be cheaper, and the advanced repair is obviously a lot more expensive. But I think in terms of overall like team play, lockdown ammo is going to help you a lot more than the other one. So anyways guys, that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. And if you haven't yet subscribed, consider subscribing. Until the next video, I'll catch you guys later.